Hey, it's because Mama said so, and today we're making chicken fried steak, Amish corn, and mashed potatoes and gravy. To get started, we are going to get our Amish corn in the oven. I'm actually starting this dish from frozen corn, so it's going to take a little longer to cook. If you do it from thawed, it takes just a little bit less time. But I'm going to put 36 ounces of frozen corn in the bottom of a 9x13 pan and just set a block of cream cheese, a stick of butter, and salt, pepper, and seasoned salt over the top. This is going to get covered with foil and then bake for about 45 minutes to an hour if the corn is frozen. If it's not frozen, you can get away with doing this in about 30 minutes. Next, we're going to get our Instant Pot mashed potatoes going. I've got about 3 pounds of russet potatoes that I have washed, and now I'm going to peel and dice them. Then I'm going to add them to my Instant Pot along with 4 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon, a little bit of salt, and I'm going to put the lid on and let this cook on manual high for about 8 minutes. After that, I'll drain the potatoes and then we'll do the prep to mash them in just a little bit. Now we're going to move on to our chicken fried steak. In one dish, I have 3 eggs and a cup of milk that I have whisked together. In the other plate, I'm going to add 2 cups of flour, seasoned salt, pepper, and kosher salt, and mix that together as well. This is what we're going to use to coat our chicken fried steak. I've got about 8 steaks here. You can do about 6 to 8 with this mix, but you're just going to dredge them in flour, then add them to your egg mixture, and then add them back into the flour. This gives them that crispy chicken fried coating. You're just going to repeat this for all of your steaks until they're all done, setting them on a plate aside until you're finished. In a skillet on medium-high heat, you're going to add about 1 inch of oil. You can check the heat of the oil by sprinkling in a little bit of flour to see if it sizzles. If it sizzles, you're ready to fry. We're just going to lay our steaks in. We're not going to crowd the pan, but we're going to fit quite a few in because we want to get through these. But we're going to let them cook for about 4 to 5 minutes on each side. You only really want to flip these one time so that way you don't mess with that coating. But when you start to see the edges get nice and golden brown, then you know it's time to flip. Now that our steaks are done, we're going to finish our Instant Pot mashed potatoes. I went ahead and I drained the potatoes and then added them back to the Instant Pot. Then I'm going to add just a few things that we're going to mash up together. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dice up 6 tablespoons of butter and drop those in on top. And then I'll give it a light mash to kind of get the process going and melt the butter. Then I'll add about a cup of sour cream, half a cup of heavy cream or milk if you don't have heavy cream on hand. And then I'm going to add seasoned salt, pepper, and salt to the dish. And I'll taste it to make sure that there's enough salt before serving. The last thing we need to make is our gravy. I'm going to be making a lighter colored milk gravy, and I'm going to pour off all of the fat from my pan except for about a half a cup, and to that I'm going to add half a cup of flour. Remember, the recipe is half a cup of fat, half a cup of flour, and then 2 to 4 cups of liquid. For this liquid, we're going to use milk. My husband does not like brown gravy, and he likes the lighter gravy, so I'm just going to cook the flour for about a minute to allow it to combine with the flour and cook off the raw flour taste. Then I'll whisk in 2 cups of milk, and I'll scrape the bottom with my whisk to make sure and get up all the bits from when we fried our steaks. I'm going to whisk this until it starts to thicken, and once it starts to thicken, I'm going to add about a teaspoon each of salt, pepper, and seasoning salt. But you will want to taste this one more time before serving to make sure that the salt is right. You can add an additional cup or 2 of milk after the original 2 cups in order to get it to the consistency and thickness that you like. The last thing to come out of the oven is the Amish corn. Once we get it out of the oven, we'll go ahead and use a spoon to just stir together the ingredients. The cream cheese and the butter are completely softened now, and we can combine them into an awesome creamy corn. This is one of my husband's absolute favorite dishes. It's so good. Absolute comfort food. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love for you to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'd love to chat in the comments. Screenshot the recipes. Let me know if you try it. And let me know what your family's favorite comfort food is. Take care of yourself, your precious cargo, because Mama said so.